Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Unofficial Commentary on Highlander 2, The Quickening. Technically, we're going to be
Yay.
watching it off of Highlander 2 Special Edition, which is based on the Renegade version from the 90s, which is... I won't call it the good version, I'll call it the better version. You can only get
Yay.
you can only get the absolute worst theatrical version from a French or Japanese DVD. Now, before we get started, I'm going to read you some special features off the back of my DVD here. Highlander 2, Seduced by Argentina, which is a new documentary that was produced for this. The Redemption of Highlander 2. The music of
Okay, that
Highlander
was a funny
2.
joke.
Fabric of Highlander 2, cinematography of Highlander 2. This is the best part of the movie here, by the way. And here's an even better joke. Original Cannes Film Festival promotional reel. 10-minute presentation reel not seen since 1991. This got shown at Cannes. This got shown at the fucking Cannes Film Festival, apparently.
Lovely.
And then we have deleted scenes in the trailer. So yeah, and oops, this is apparently one of those films where you can use these on-screen icons to learn more about the film, which is probably going to be very helpful for anybody who wants to know exactly why this film is what it is. So, Kevin, you got the movie queued up?
Yeah, I got it queued up. I am just... Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. The year is 2024. No, don't ask me to explain why we're all of a sudden in the future.
Thanks for the text Xboxes movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to guess that this was the likely outcome because this is how every Industrial Revolution movie does it these days.
A post-apocalyptic future for the Highlander films. We may be revisiting this in future films. Well, we won't, but the series itself will.
Yay. You can tell how enthused I am by this movie.
Yes, they got the original director back, but as the title Highlander Seduced by Argentina would imply, this film was filmed in Argentina, and part of the reason why this film has such a wackadoo production history, to put it mildly, is the fact that they converted the entire budget to Argentinian money, and then the Argentinian economy crashed literally overnight.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yes,
He is
Sam
many
Fisher
things.
himself.
Dark Side. He is many things, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he is also in this movie.
Yes. Now, Christopher Lambert famously refused to make this movie without bringing Sean Connery back. By the end of his time in production, Sean Connery was demanding that they write him out of the movie. Because the thing is...
They already killed him off in the first movie. Why is he alive in this one?
Oh, that's a damn good question.
Hey, Lambert, maybe next time you should realize, oh, wait, your mentor's character was dead.
Well, here's the thing. There are a dozen ways they could have brought him back and made it work.
They could have made a different character entirely and brought him back.
Yeah. They could have done almost anything but what they wind up doing, and it would have made more sense.
Why is this starting out like Temple of Doom?
Do you really think I know why?
This is literally the start of Temple of Doom, and you've watched this movie before.
I know I've watched this movie before, but You could watch this movie a dozen times and learn just about everything about this film and still not know why some of the things happen in this film. I mean, well, okay, I know why, but I don't know why, because like the after this after the budget troubles and shit like that, they got taken over by the insurance company who, much like the guys who insisted that a fucking
Is this a
accountant for
single shot? Was this whole bit just a single shot? A
yes.
single panning shot in an
Yes,
opera house,
it's a
as opposed to the dynamic bit in Highlander 1 where it was a boxing ring?
yeah, see, this is like them trying to recreate bits of the original and not quite understanding what makes them work.
This is
And
so boring.
it's not even that Russell Mulcahy himself didn't understand it. It's just that this film this film is not Zack Snyder's Justice League. It
No,
was
it's
not
the
ruined in
Justice League.
post-production. This
No,
no,
it's
this film was not ruined in post-production. This film was ruined during production. Hey, and we have Christopher Lambert as he looks today.
how random.
We are only 4 years out from the from Highlander 2, and
Why?
I don't know. I was expecting the world to have ended much sooner than this.
Indeed. Indeed. We were expecting the world to end 12 years before this movie took place. Like, remember when the world was supposed to end in 2012 and Roland Emmerich made a friggin' disaster movie about that?
Yeah, that was in like what, 2011? Yeah.
2009, 2010.
Oh, okay. Now, don't ask me to explain where Ramirez's voice is coming from in this scene.
I won't, because the movie is probably not going to be able to explain it that well either. You could literally just take Christopher Lambert's bits here and bits in the opera house, and then splice him over him reacting to a different movie.
You could
Like
maybe
his,
maybe
like
like
his
do some
reaction to the
cutaways
like his
between
reaction to the bat cest scene from Killing Joke.
oh god. You could also have like cutaways between him sitting there and like maybe have him like looking over at Anakin and Palpatine. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
Or even better, his reaction to Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. What the
Now, if you think that edit was a bit odd, that's because he used to.
Connery, the fuck are you doing here? You're
Yeah.
supposed to be dead.
Well, see, here's the thing. They originally had they originally said in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, not literally, but they cut a bit of Connery's dialogue here and had him. He originally said, "Free people of the planet Zeist, hear me."
Zeist?
Yes, this was originally taking place on a completely different planet. Also, yeah, try not to question why McLeod and Ramirez are here like this.
When Ramirez should be fucking dead.
I'll spoil this for you. This is a flashback.
Of course. Also, were they going to make the Highlanders immortal aliens?
Yes, the Immortals were all aliens from the planet Zeist. Fortunately, every Highlander film that has come after Highlander 2 and the series has completely ignored that. I think there may have been a joke at some point in Highlander the series where they were like, "Man, I had a really weird dream where we were all aliens. What the fuck are you talking about? Let's We got bad guys to kill, Duncan. But yeah,
Somewhat.
they've cut and rearranged a bunch of stuff here because the original version of this film had him like Connor was like having some really cheesy mind dialogue with Ghost Ramirez. It's like, "Yes, I remember. I remember who I am.
Remember who you
Who you
are.
are."
We should totally do a commentary on the original Lion King movie.
Oh yeah. One of the greatest films ever made,
God,
remade into one of the worst films ever made.
I wouldn't say worst films ever made since I still have some enjoyment of that movie.
And here is Michael Ironside, and
Like I said, he is many things. Unfortunately, he is also in this movie.
yes.
That's a bit from Superman the animated series when he's fighting Soups at the end of the show. What the fuck is wrong with this action scene? This should be something very dynamic, yet it's so fucking boring.
Yeah, it's shot so close. Like you remember the action scene
It's shot
from
so
Highlander 1,
close,
right?
like it's shot so close that it might as well be the adaptation of that one fight in Sword Art Online in second season where our hero is fighting one of the bad guys, and meanwhile everybody else is just in the background with sparks flying and not moving a single inch.
Yes, and now McLeod has been captured, and Katana is playing with an eel.
Wait, that's who Ironside's character is named?
Yes, he is General Katana.
Why is it that I always picture a lady?
Possibly because of the DC Comics character. You know, Katana, you do realize what's about to happen tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, oh, he becomes a woman. Like I say, I'm sorry, but every time I hear the name Katana as a character, all I can think is either Mortal Kombat or the DC character,
Yeah.
who are both women.
See, that's a good transition, but this is a
Yeah.
terrible quality transfer here. This is like
Yes.
clearly taken from some kind of tape master. And now it's back to film.
How bizarre. Excuse me, what?
Yes, so this is taking place in the distant past of the of planet Earth apparently.
Why?
It could be worse. At one point it was taking place during the distant past on a completely different planet. If anything, this makes actually less sense.
Yeah, I think the distant planet thing would have probably been a little better.
It
Because at
still
least,
doesn't it still doesn't solve the problem of how McLeod and Ramirez know each other and why their names are McLeod and Ramirez when Ramirez wasn't even Ramirez's real name.
Why? Why? Why?
Now, speaking of lessons that they haven't learned, see those effects in the upper area there? You
Yeah.
know, That was originally red in the theatrical cut, but it's supposed to be blue, and it is blue here. It's just that they also had like blue lighting on set because it was
Oh
supposed to be blue.
my.
Yeah, so they
Oh
literally
my.
pulled a fucking Justice like, oh, titties.
Yep.
Far away, but still. Also, that looks like digital noise, not film grain on that shot of the TV in the car there.
Yeah.
Who's calling? Do you not recognize the guy who...
Evidently no.
You know, that... It is so weird hearing him put on that fake old man voice.
Indeed. But do you think it's weirder for him to play a Shinto god?
That's a much lower quality transfer, too.
How much of this film will physically hurt me?
Considering how much the film grain is sanding my eyes off right now.
Oh God, no! God damn it!
Oh my god, the
movie.
fuck! Oh my god, this is terrible. That is a terrible transfer there, and that the fucking
Somehow-
composite jumped. The composite jumped. And
Somehow-
this is a master. This is a digital master of this film. They had to redo these effects themselves new in like 2004-ish. You could keep it from doing that. I know this because I do this stuff. You can stop the fucking jitter. Just go into your fucking software and hit the auto jitter. Even back then that existed. And this is from the Blu-ray version, which was additionally different to the DVD version.
Mm-hmm. This movie is physically hurting me, and
Yeah.
I'm somehow more vocal about this movie than I was for the first one.
Well, the first one was, good. How did you get there? How did you get there, jackass?
I don't know.
Continuity. What the fuck is this? Why did...
Indeed.
Weren't you already at the... Could you not have, I don't know, rappelled underneath the fucking waterfall?
Good question.
That way they wouldn't have fucking seen you. Okay, the guards just so happen to be wearing very similar helmets to the invaders. That's funny. It's a shame that they're wasting the cinematography on this movie.
Yes.
That wouldn't knock a guy out. That would just give him a really sharp pain in his jaw and his junk.
Indeed.
Yes. Now, this is Virginia Madsen. She's married. Christopher Lambert was also married. They were apparently constantly having sex while not filming.
What?
They were each married to somebody who was not each other, and they were apparently constantly having sex while filming.
What?
If it helps, Sean Connery was also constantly drunk.
When is he sober?
Based on his accent, I'm never sure. Yes, this is clearly not just the same set. Redressed and shown at a different angle. Well, the same angle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is the rebellion group.
Of course.
And they just found out that the radiation levels above that shield are normal. And y'all took off your masks because... That's a very smooth-looking film, almost as if it was taken from a Digibeta/VHS master. You do realize, guys, that you could have, I don't know, fixed this for the Blu-ray. Because this is what the Amazon transfer is based on. It's based on the Blu-ray version.
And we're suddenly somewhere else.
Yes. Cut to a different area in Blade Runner.
You know, the funny thing is that Final
And
Fantasy
Connor
VII
McLeod
is
just parks his car in the middle of the fucking parking lot.
though he
And the
still
guys...
probably though he definitely has a better parking job than Captain America in Civil War.
Yeah. And for some reason, and the guys from the past have a widescreen monitor that shows them the future. And here are the Porcupine Twins.
Excuse me, what?
Yes, the Porcupine Twins.
Hey, Darkseid, why don't you get Steppenwolf to go do
Oh,
your
that's a good
task?
question, and the answer is never going to be explained.
What was the question?
Cordo, they're asking him, why are you sending us after McLeod when he's almost dead anyways? Like, he's an old man. He's mortal.
You know what would be even better? Darkseid going to do the job himself.
Oh, you're gonna regret having said that.
Why?
Oh, just trust me and watch the fucking movie.
Oh, Jesus
If you can,
Christ.
if you can
Oh,
imagine.
come on. Oh, come on. He is... Oh, come on. He's so powerful, Connor McLeod wouldn't even stand up to him. I'm talking Darkseid, not Katana. He would obviously stand up to Katana.
And here is one of the few songs that we will hear from the original movie in this film.
Let me guess. Who Wants to Live Forever?
No, it's One Dream.
Oh. Meanwhile, John Constantine comes in later and grabs the whole bottle.
So the lighting is red in this scene. That's kind of strange. I wonder if that's because there's like actual red ambient lighting, or if maybe they changed. Oh yeah, here's Dr. Cox.
What?
Yeah, that was Dr. Cox.
I have so many questions. Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's a kind of magic, actually. Now it's a kind of magic. How does she know where he is?
That is a good question. He's Fox McCloud.
Yes, I am Fox McCloud. I don't have my fursuit on, so you might not recognize me.
What did Connor do that was so dastardly?
I'm pretty sure that your life would suck even if he hadn't put that shield up, so,
Yeah. Come on, let the man drink in peace before I have to kick him out.
well, he's still got his reflexes, even if he's fragile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't get cut. It just really fucking hurts.
Yeah. Are those monitors ripped straight from Star Wars?
Yeah, that is entirely possible. Of course, they could also be ripped from Buck Rogers. I hear the props from that and Battlestar managed to get around quite a bit.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, they actually reused the same foot. Oh,
Wait,
nice chroma keying on her hair there, guys.
she looked so green screened in that scene. Oh
And
God. Oh,
we're
oh. That effect made me physically ill.
what the fuck?
That
That doesn't
effect
make
made
any sense.
that effect made me physically ill, dude.
I
That
don't
was so
remember this from the Blu-ray.
bad.
That between the fact that that effect sucked and the fact that the video quality was shit, and what the hell is wrong with this film?
I thought you knew everything that was wrong with this movie.
No, I know a lot of stuff that's wrong with this movie. I don't claim to know everything because I don't think anybody could.
Oh God. Didn't you love him at one point?
No, this is not the wife from the last movie.
Of course.
Oh no, you don't. I'm coming with you. I'm forcibly getting in your car. To do what specifically?
Yeah. What is she gonna do? Also, how does that car still work?
More specifically, what's he going to do?
Wow, O'Connor, your driving has gotten worse.
Well, I mean, he is elderly at this point. Just tell him that you found normal radiation levels above the shield. Now, technically, it was 30 something years ago, not 40.
What? Is this the Spider-Man ride from Universal? Um,
Apparently, it is.
simple. We're
No,
getting it.
he
Oh,
he's
he's
a
doing the Resident Evil 4.
yeah. He's he is a minor celebrity, so
How many bits of this were memed? I mean, how many bits of this movie were made into a meme?
uh why are you calling out for Ramirez? He's dead. He's been dead for 500 years at this point.
Yes.
Nice convenient cut there.
Are they going to explain why an immortal is suddenly aging?
Well, he was mortal at the end of the last movie.
Oh, so after he became the only one, he became mortal.
Yes, they actually said that at the end. He becomes mortal, he can have kids. Because regular immortals can't have kids.
You know
And
something funny?
yeah,
The last Airbender decided of all things to use as a plot point. Also, where the fuck were the cops
yeah.
in that
Notice
car?
how absolutely nothing came out of that gun. The gun was not aimed at that car, and
And
the
nobody was in the frigging car.
the car was empty. Yeah. Oh, that
Oh
is
dear lord.
I have used that sound effect.
No, that green screen is worse.
Yeah, this is
Anyway,
This is
And
almost, but not quite as bad as that shot from the Steven Seagal movie that's been going around recently, where it clearly switches to a much shorter, much younger, much thinner body double from a wide shot, and the background just changes
oh, you
entirely.
mean like the body double that looks nothing like Val Kilmer in Batman Forever?
You know, I never noticed that, but that's because I've only ever watched that movie on DVD.
I only ever watched that movie once, and then never again.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that is because I saw it on on a Nostalgia Critic review one time when I was still watching that.
You do realize
Anyway,
you have your sword right there. You could get his head.
yeah, you can decapitate. You fucking idiot.
And this guy sucks with strikes. He's just so slow. He's slower than low blow.
One of Darkseid's elites, ladies and gents, killed by a train. Also, that decapitation looked terrible.
Yes, and that head looks worse than the one in episode 5 of Star Wars. You know, The Empire Strikes Back, when they cut
At least that movie
when Luke.
had the excuse of it being a friggin' 80s movie.
Oh, true. Yes, and
This
here
is
we
a
will see.
90s movie.
Yes, here we will see the quickening effects that as they became as the iconic ones became. Basically, the way they were in the show.
You know, funny thing is that, and as I was saying earlier, of all things that the last Airbender ended up using, they were recycling supposedly a bit from Highlander, where
Damn, how many people did that guy kill? Because that guy
indeed,
is clearly this is clearly more extreme than the Kurgan quickening, and the Kurgan was one of the oldest immortals who was an active headhunter, and this guy just fucking shows up. And now the lips. Moi.
ay, ay, ay. Anyway, so for some reason in the last Airbender movie,
And now we
Aang
cut to a different
claims
shot,
that
and McLeod is clearly in a completely different position to where he was earlier.
and
Is
he's
not
somehow
burned.
younger.
Yes. So yeah, what were you saying?
Uh, anyway, so Aang apparently for at one point was like, "Oh, the Avatar can't have a family," and I'm like, "Why the fuck not?
That's a good question.
You have to be reincarnated somehow, Aang. That's how the Avatar cycle works. The Avatar can't not have sex."
Well, it's not a matter of like reincarnation isn't a matter of descendants, but the thing is, that's also really fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
speaking
that was never a thing
speaking
in
of really fucking stupid, we're
the
about to get
Netflix.
some.
Oh, I was gonna say about the Netflix live action series that was gonna attempt to be darker and more mature with actual
Oh
sex, and I'm
yeah.
like, no, no. I already don't like it more than the Shyamalan movie.
Now, you can tell this is a movie made in the 90s because Connor McLeod is surfing through the air.
Tubular, bruh.
And this is a really cool idea, like immortals in the future fighting with sci-fi tech. I love
Can
this
they start?
concept.
Can they start fighting with lightsabers, please? Because this would look a lot more entertaining if it were a prequel Star Wars fight.
Part of part of the problem here is that they're just kind of showing them running through the air and not actually fighting.
Why?
I don't know. Probably because the budget got cut.
Uh, and Connor's off. You know, if Samuel Dietz from the Castlevania Netflix series animated this fight scene, it would look so epic that no matter how bad the movie ended up being, it would
Come
at
back, I
least
need my surfboard.
It would at least look fucking great. Seriously, watch Netflix Castlevania. It's amazing.
I could reimagine this film and make it into something really great. One of the concepts that I came up with for like redoing this is to like have like throughout the years, basically like, why are you asking him?
And he just gets blown up. Well, at least he got a light.
Yeah, the color grading has now completely changed. Don't ask why. And you're not a fucking Jedi, Connor. You can't do that.
Didn't this come out the same year as
Oh, nice
Phantom
wires
Menace?
there, buddy. No, this is 1991. Phantom Menace was 1999.
Oh, my bad.
No, I think Highlander.
Come on, hit me. Want you to hit me.
There's more.
Hit me. That wire wasn't even razor.
Don't ask me to explain that. I have no idea why that worked. Yeah. Yeah, you could also clearly see the wires that were holding this douchebag up.
And he's gonna be old again, isn't he?
No. I was gonna say, I think Highlander Endgame was released the same year as Episode
Phantom
1,
Menace.
but actually I think that was 2001-ish, so I don't know. One of my concepts that I came up with for how to rewrite this movie minimally and make it... And now for the stupidest development in the entire film.
Which is?
Well, apparently, Connor McLeod's old castle has a theater built in place of it. And Ramirez just teleports from the afterlife wearing his old clothes with his head intact.
I bet the reason they were able to convince Sean Connery to come back was just because they had a large amount of liquor on set.
And a rather absurd amount of money for such a short appearance.
You should have been content with taking minor roles, Connery. That way your career could have been salvaged. Like, have you seen some of the movies he took instead of the stuff that would have made him millions? Dragonheart, not Marvel Avengers, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Because trust me,
at least he doesn't have his katana, which Connor took.
Yeah.
Also, nice that he's taken this. He takes this guy's sword, which is a stage sword. And all of a sudden music starts for some reason in the middle of this fucking play. Yes.
Oh, come on. That truck wouldn't have been able to kill you, Connery. You're an immortal in this universe.
Well, if it would have if it had taken his head.
Right. Either that or it could be like that one time when JoJo had the Pillar Men.
The truck runs over an immortal and secretly he all of a sudden becomes Optimus Prime.
I am Optimus Prime.
My name is Optimus Prime, and in the end there can be only one.
That would be far more entertaining than this movie. Optimus Prime showing up and then he just wrecks
born 5 million years ago on the planet Cybertron.
which was a peaceful planet. Then everything changed when the Decepticons attacked.
Yes, there was a whole bit of exposition here about the planet Zeiss that has since been cut, both for ill and for good.
Yes.
Now we hear who wants to live forever.
Of course. Yes.
Which I have to say, it was much better used in Highlander the series, and now they just start banging in the middle of an alley.
Um.
See, the way the thing I came up with to make this make any sense whatsoever is if, like,
and any
Brenda was still alive.
No, and any onlooker seeing this would be like, oh my god, guys, you got to see this. These two are, they're scoring. Yeah, they're gonna score. Oh yeah.
You guys, you do realize that he has an apartment, right? He has like a whole apartment complex. It's a big fucking place.
And we cut to some man ass, double man ass. Thanks a lot, movie. I don't know what's worse, the man ass cut there, or the horse humping a rock in Batman Forever. Take your pick, Alex.
Yeah, this is them trying to explain why the movie is so fucked and failing.
I want you to rip your clothes off and literally fuck me. And he's like, what will that accomplish? Simple. The massive orgasm we will have will literally blow up all the bad guys.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that.
I mean, I guess someone had to do that, and it, you know, I filled the perv quota in the last one.
With all that plot between Kara and Artemis.
Where did you get a fucking sheath for that thing? You took it from somebody who didn't have one. And you didn't take the sheath with you. It's not even a sharp sword. It's a fucking stage sword.
He can make it sharp. You know, I'm not sure how I feel about checking this movie off of my bucket list. Because I felt good about checking off Highlander 1 from my bucket list, but I wasn't sure if I should have Highlander 2 be on there.
And yeah, so he's getting a new change of clothes for basically no reason, because somebody complimented him on the fact that his clothes are actually really cool.
So like I said, Alex, since I'm probably going to be going into work tomorrow, even though they had this policy in place that prevented me from going to work, they apparently wanted to see if they could get some workarounds for me. I'm sorry, what?
Yes, so, and now we have the William Tell Overture playing for literally no reason, as opposed to basically no reason, which is everything else that has happened thus far.
I sync up the William Tell Overture or to any bit of writing from in the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, just as like a joke. Okay. Now, Connery, that's going to cost you quite a penny. I will proceed not to pay for any of this.
Well, he already handed them a pearl earring, so that's gonna pay for it. Now he has a case for his sword tied up to a tie.
And the
How are you
sword
expecting
still
to get
is
to America? Or Argentina, rather?
by teleportation, my lad. We travel by map like the Muppets.
Ah, yes, we were going to use the ride the lightning.
Wonder Woman, meanwhile, actually rides lightning.
Oi, mate, why is your plane bad CG?
Worse than Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
No, but still not very good.
So this movie somehow had a better effect than that movie.
Yes. How did he afford that?
I had another pearl earring. You'll never guess where I had it, Trebek. And Trebek says that we frisked you on the way in.
Reminiscing about the sky that I can literally just look out at and see.
How random. It was, wasn't it?
But who wants to live forever? But yeah, spoiler warning, we're only 4 years out from when this movie takes place, and none of that has happened yet.
Nope.
So that's almost more unbelievable than them being aliens from the planet Zeist.
That would have been more believable, and yet it would make more sense than whatever this movie is.
You know, the fact that they were aliens from Zeist is not the problem. It's the fact that McLeod and Ramirez were called McLeod and Ramirez on Zeist, and they were fully grown despite. That's just footage from the movie.
Yeah.
That is not security camera footage.
See,
Oh,
I
yeah.
told you, Darkseid should just go down there and do it himself.
Yes, and he has an extending sword.
And extending fingers. I'm sorry, what is going on right now?
Good question.
Hold on a sec. Okay, now I'm starting to understand this movie a little better, man.
I'm not even. This is literally just set dressing here.
I'm a tad baked right now, man. And this is only giving me a bit more clarity, man.
I mean, I'd like to know who came up with that idea for a background segue.
Don't you know?
I mean, I wouldn't have spent the money on that scene. I would have just cut to the train and then this and now here. Yes, try not to figure out the logistics of how he can fall through the shield and the planet and the roof of the fucking train.
You know, funny enough, that shield over the planet, that's kind of what I pictured with that orbital defense I was talking about in JLD Apocalypse War.
Ah.
Imagine that, but with multiple
Excellent!
satellites.
Yeah, that... Also, that shield is kind of... I guess you could say that it kind of inspired the planetary shield in
What's wrong with his
Power
face?
Rangers SPD. How do you know what Kansas is? You're from a different planet/time.
And Godzilla is also a canon in the Highlander universe.
Yes, Godzilla is now playing on a 4x3 rounded CRT TV in 2024. Bullshit.
Darkseid, just blast them all with your Omega beams. It'll save you so much time.
Yes, but that wouldn't be fun and lead to us getting to feature length.
He could do other things that would be feature length. Wonder how that kid felt about just being picked up.
I don't know. You know something that's really strange?
What is this music?
I don't know. But Michael Ironside did the mocap for Sam Fisher, right?
Yeah.
Sam Fisher is supposed to be like 5'8". Michael Ironside is not 5'8".
What's his height?
Hang on.
What is going on right now?
I have no idea.
I'm watching the movie. I saw what he did earlier and I can see what his intentions are, but what is going on?
He's basically fucking around, I think.
You know, the way he's moving that train kind of reminds me of Digimon Runaway Locomon, where
Okay,
there was
he's-
a train Digimon that was literally doing something similar to this just to make a giant portal for a bunch of spider Digimon.
Okay, he's roughly 5'10", so yeah.
So he's around my height.
Yeah. He's 2 inches shorter than I am, so that's not 5'8". And everybody else in Splinter Cell is like shorter than Sam Fisher, so it portrays him as being like 5'10", 5'11"-ish.
What is even going on?
I think they had a bunch of special effects that they wanted to use and couldn't figure out how to put them in anywhere else, so they made... I don't fucking know.
What the fuck was that?
How
fast
Why
can
were
this
those-
train go?
Why are we past 600 miles an hour? How did it stop right there when it was going 600 miles an hour?
Yeah, seriously.
You know, these things have governors on them that are meant to keep them from going that fast, right?
Yeah. But I just keep on going like
And now we cut to lower resolution footage.
Oh my god. I know I
Yes,
said
and we'll-
there was
We'll
I know
just
I went
let
on
this-
record to say that there was a lot of dead air or with my part of the commentary of Highlander 1 when you were doing most of the talking, but
We're more than making up for it here.
I'm more than making up for my lack of commentary on this fucking movie.
Yeah. Now, try not to figure out why McLeod managed to get past security looking like a completely different person. Like, he literally looks 50 years younger.
Because of course he does.
Well, I was old, but then all of a sudden, and I became young again. Almost like the film didn't want me to do old stuff anymore.
You do realize that, you know, you saw me yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You know, something like that is this film's equivalent of a good question for another time.
You know, some part of me is tempted to think like if you were planning on bridging Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, I would just attempt to try to do to try to audition for quite a number of characters. Though I have to wonder
Nice
what kind
transitions, but
still.
yeah, and he's
Highlander
using
2.
and he's now using his real name despite using fake names throughout
History.
the rest of history, yeah. Cuz like, he's trying to not be too conspicuous, and there's no Connor McLeod doesn't have a birth certificate.
It's the final countdown.
And we cut to VHS tape.
I'm suddenly sounding more like Stitch.
And what appears to be third generation 16mm film. And here's a reused set.
Why? This film is literally trying to hurt me in so many different ways. People
The
be
feathered
like,
edges around the satellite. It looks so bad.
also, why are they putting on their goggles without using the strap?
That's a damn good question. Yes, the December Shield installation. That's what this is called.
What the fuck is up with this green screen?
I don't know, but they apparently did not think that it was a good idea to go back and fix it for the DVD and Blu-ray.
Ew. This is gross.
Like, they fixed all kinds of other stuff in this film, but they didn't fix that. Because it's not like you could have, I don't know, re-rendered the CGI. That would have been too much work. That would have made too much sense, too.
Yeah.
Now we cut back to tape again.
Because, of course you do.
After a brief period of the grain attempting to sand my eyes off.
Are we sure we're not watching Funimation's recent Dragon Ball Z re-release?
No. See, that film, that doesn't actually have any grain on it. They scrubbed all of that away.
Because of course they did.
Yeah.
Look, when G Gundam's Blu-ray scrubbed away quite a bit of that grain, at the very least it did more or good than harm.
Yeah, Cardcaptor Sakura did the same thing, and it was, That actually looks really good.
We need to watch G Gundam at some point. I will make you watch G Gundam.
Okay. And now, oh yes, how could anybody possibly see what we're typing on this transparent screen?
You mean like Tony Stark's transparent screen on his phone?
Yeah, I mean, at least that makes sense. He's an asshole who makes top-of-the-line stuff and would do stuff like that. Transparent screens don't make any sense in this context, because they have, like, actual monitors and shit. Yes, try not to think about...
just our porn stash.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Cox. Try not to think about how I'm, 50... No, like a 60, 70-something-year-old man who looks like he's in his 30s.
Yep.
I mean, considering I found my way in, yes.
So I had a bit of an interesting thing in mind for how I would have wanted to end Damien's first outing as Batman. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, so after he pretty much tracks down the Joker and whatnot, and instead of letting him get any monologue and whatnot, and just giving him a big reason you suck speech, The Christopher Lambert or laugh universal in every movie that he's in. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, and Joker realizes that he can't really have much fun with this Batman, and he can't, and he's pretty much got Joker's whole shtick figured out.
Coffins are not comfortable. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, they're not. So, then Joker seems to escape in like an alleyway, but Damian and the cops are about to get him. But then suddenly a boom tube opens up and Batman shows up, and Bruce shows up on her in his mind controlled state from Darkseid.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
And
be sure to write that down.
And Joker be all like, and Joker's all like,
yes. Try not to figure out why he did that. Try not to figure out why he did that.
I will not.
Instead of just rolling down the fucking window.
Because every millisecond of whatever happens in this stupid movie is totally necessary. Anyway, so
try not to figure out why the windshield is more broken in the wide shot than it is in the close shot.
That is yet another good question I'd like to know the answer to. There is such a lack of continuity in this movie. Anyway, so Joker's like, oh, thank God I got the original back. So, care to have one last dance? Because he knows, it's either way he's going to be screwed. So then Bruce capitalizes on the brutalizing and cracks the Joker's neck a la Dark Knight. I Returns.
And now we're back to the bad CG.
Yep. And then Damian and the cops show up and they find Bruce with a nearly dead Joker.
You from the sci-fi past, future, another planet, Ramirez? Why are you now showing a safety film when they're already over the fucking ocean, guys?
Yeah, come on. Yes, placing a plastic bag over your head, because I'm sure that doesn't cause any problems.
Yeah, place a plastic bag over your head and kiss your ass goodbye. Because that's not a real safety video.
No, it's not. I've been on a plane recently, and they do not do shit like that. Anyway, so then, and Joker, while smiling, gives like a weak laugh as Bruce looms over. Fuck this green screen bullshit.
What the fuck is wrong with the composites in this film? They redid all of the fucking effects not that long ago, relatively speaking. And they could have made it look way better. But they didn't.
Anyway, so then they show up and as Joker's giving like a weak laugh, he's like, you're in trouble now.
And now he whispers in her ear, and we never hear what it is. I presume it was some kind of innuendo, or more to the point, innuendo.
Ouch. There goes your legacy, Batman. You'll be known as a killer. Even when you break a hold of whatever's making you all red-eyed, you'll have broken your one rule.
Oh yeah. Here's here's another flashback to to Brenda from the previous movie dying
Because
while
of
Connor
course.
while Connor survives, even though he's also mortal right now.
That is so fucking stupid.
Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever?
I need to go listen to that song again so I'm reminded
This-
of a better Highlander movie. Oh no! Why?
Yes, terrible burns, and we're back to the terrible transfer. What the fuck? I have seen this movie on Blu-ray. It didn't look this bad. But this is clearly a fucking tape transfer.
Hey. So anyway, getting back to my thing. And then Joker, as like last thing, he's like, I'll be seeing you in hell, bats. And then he just
now
yeah,
the
and then he
color
just-
grading has changed again.
And then Joker snaps his neck. Snaps his own neck. While everybody just kind of watches in shock and horror.
Why do you even assume he remembers you? Now these scenes look like they got DNR'd like the Predator Blu-ray did. Now we're going to point out another, well, technically the same plot hole we pointed out earlier.
And remind me what that was.
The fact that if he wanted McCloud dead, he could have just waited. He was almost dead anyways.
But unlike Samurai Jack, who ended up being immune to aging due to the time travel stuff that Aku pulled on him.
Oh
And
yeah,
Connor
must
was
never
almost
fight on
dead.
holy ground, and there's no explanation as to why that applies to him of all people.
And he suddenly disappears.
And now he disappears. And you can't use the because he's Batman explanation because he's not.
He's Darkseid. He could just be on your couch.
Technically, he could have. No, wait, Sam Fisher can't do that either. Never mind.
But like I said, Darkseid could just be on your couch, chillaxing like a baller. I can't even imagine who you would get to play Darkseid in a bridge version of Superman Batman Apocalypse.
And now we're playing more music from the first movie.
Because of course we are.
We're recreating the scene where Brenda saw his treasure room.
Only with this character.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a little girl named Goldilocks.
I was thinking of a much better story that narrated Christopher Lambert's voice. Can you imagine Christopher Lambert reading in Goldilocks and the Three Bears? Can you just picture
first
that for a
one.
moment?
The first bed was too hard. The second was too soft. But the third was just right.
Oh my god. Uh, wait, didn't we already see
More
him?
shots of Connor's eyes.
Didn't we already see him go into this place earlier?
That was Katana.
So we're reusing shots only with Connor.
Basically, it's really cheap because all you have to do is have the camera in one position, have one actor open up the door, and then keep it in the same position, and have another actor open the same door.
And it kind of reminds me of Michael Bay blatantly reusing shots in Transformers 2.
Ugh.
Because, like, was there even a rope
Nice
on that
distorted
guy when he was
aspect
falling?
ratio. What the fuck? Yeah. We briefly cut to what had to have been a retouched VHS rip. Jesus Christ.
Quick question. Was there even a rope on that guy when he was falling? Because I didn't see a rope.
No, there was not.
Of course there wasn't! Because why
You could
should
see the
anything...
rope on the flaying man when you weren't supposed to. And yet you couldn't see it on this guy when you were supposed to.
How much of this commentary is going to be just filled with me screaming like I'm Stitch from Lilo and Stitch?
Probably quite a bit, considering how absolutely nonsensical this film is. And now, Highlander 2, as directed by John Woo.
Hey, for the thumbnail on your on the Highlander 2 audio commentary video, could you just see if you could Photoshop my face over Stitch?
Sure. There's plenty of, just send me a good picture of you.
Okay,
And,
so... Okay, so as soon as I get like a selfie of myself... So besides the Aizawa pic that I sent you...
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, this choreography was kind of difficult because, yeah, that let me see here.
Can I just... I feel like going back to rewatch Wonder Woman and Barda fighting the Furies again.
Yeah. So that broadsword, that broadsword that, oh my god, the green screen.
Every time I see that fucking green screen, I just...
So yeah, that broadsword weighs 22 pounds. If you don't know, that's pretty damn heavy for a sword.
And meanwhile, Guts lifts a sword that's 400 pounds and is 6.5 feet tall.
Kind of like Cloud's Buster Sword, rather.
Except Guts predated Cloud by about 8 years.
I was just boiling it down to a broad cultural reference for anybody who didn't know who Guts was. Because for some reason, a lot of people don't actually know what Berserk is.
You know what? We're going to commentate over that next time. Forget doing another DC movie. We're going straight to Berserk. Which, by the way, we'll be doing the movie trilogy, not the
the
97 anime.
Now, yeah. So, Michael Ironside accidentally cut off part of Christopher Lambert's finger while performing in some of these fights, and Christopher Lambert chipped Michael Ironside's teeth while doing so. So yeah, we were having a fight between a blind man and a guy wielding a sword that was way too fucking heavy.
Lambert
Nicely
was blind?
played. You can literally just jump down and beat him.
I'm acting. And he just suddenly fucks right off. Because you had the hero right where you wanted him, Darkseid. You could have killed him.
Yes, in the original version of the movie, if I remember correctly, that scene, the climactic fight scene, were spliced together.
That would have made more sense.
Well, it would have made more sense, but it also makes less sense because there are continuity errors that will arise if that happens.
Of course. But some part of me wants to see if I could get you to do that Photoshop, but putting it with the Highlander 2 poster, just to emphasize what I'm getting angry at.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean to tax you on your
Oh no, that won't be too
edit-
big of an issue. But yeah, Russell Mulcahy, the director, actually walked out of the premiere.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah.
He did not want to stick around for this bullshit.
Yeah, Christopher Lambert actually, he threatened to walk off set but couldn't because he was he was contractually obligated.
He should have walked off set.
Yeah.
Because that way
And
he
he'd
could have
already-
saved himself a lot of embarrassment.
Yeah, and he'd already bullied Panzer Davis into getting Sean Connery back. Because they
By the way, speaking of which, where the fuck is he?
That's a good question. Which will be
Is he
answered
still
soon.
on the fucking plane?
Imagine how this
Oh,
film,
hi, Iron. Oh,
you'll
hi,
find out.
Darkseid.
You'll find out.
Oh, never mind.
Yes.
It was your mother, Trebek. He was on too many episodes of Celebrity Jeopardy. That's what kept him.
And you're still going to fight in the dark.
Because of course.
You're going to be using stereotypical Scottish music, despite the fact that they used more traditional music in the first film.
Why can't they just do this with friggin' lightsabers? Can someone just make a lightsaber edit of this scene? Seriously.
Yeah, the now
can't they
you are
just-
being ridiculous thing is kind of a meme. Yeah, don't bust that globe. You're going to need that later. You know, you could have at least put a bit of fake blood on their fingers.
Indeed.
Yes, try not to explain why I have a Spanish name and a Scottish accent.
Oh, yes.
And I'm also an alien from the planet Geist. But not in this version.
No. So he's seen all the porn?
What'd you say?
So Dr. Cox has seen all the porn.
Yes.
What do you think this guy has in his search? What do you think the old guy has in his search history?
I don't know. Energy to take down the shield. Energy to take that. You know, this makes about as much sense as that Five Nights at Freddy's. The doors require power to keep closed.
That is so fucking stupid.
You don't need power to turn something off. You cut the power to it.
Ugh. I almost beat Five Nights at Freddy's. Got to night 4 without dying.
Huh. I've
It
never
is,
played it.
It's actually kind of difficult, but there is actually a key to this. Search left, search right, search left, close the door. Search right, close the door. Check Egg Pirates Cove. Open the doors again, then and repeat the process until you win.
Now, you want to know something really sad?
What?
This film has a higher budget than the first one, and made more money at the box office than the first one.
How the fuck was that possible?
It still didn't make much, but it still made more.
Ugh.
I mean, it only grossed $15.6 million on a $34 million budget, but
Yeah, the way he's choking out that guy kind of seems like a dark side thing to do.
yes, it does. And, speaking, I thought he was going to choke slam him. Never mind.
So, how many choke slams am I at in the idea?
It's over 9. I don't know. I didn't count them.
I think I've gotten Beast Boy to do the most choke slams.
Yeah,
Somehow.
this also had a $34 million budget, and all of the effects look worse. Like, Highlander 1 had some amazing special effects for the time, and this
How the
doesn't.
fuck is that even possible?
We're talking a difference of a $34 million budget for this film versus a $19 million for the first.
He has many
so not
things.
quite a choke slam. Oh, now he's gonna rip his head off.
He is many things, Dr. Cox. But for now, he shall take the role of executioner.
There's no way that would kill a person. Because my chiropractor does that to me all the time. Literally. I have had that done to me by a chiropractor. And, you can turn your head 90 degrees left or right and not die.
Yeah. It's only when it goes a little beyond that
Yeah.
you may be in trouble. Michael Ironside was also in X-Men First Class. He was the
Partners,
he was the American Navy guy.
I was about to try and figure out who the guy who directed Partners was, but I can't actually remember. So never mind.
I see.
You're not going to explain to me what the Highlander thing is, so I have no reason to believe that there's...
But we'll totally side with you because your Omega beams might actually kill all of us.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who the Highlander is, or what the Highlander thing is. Nobody does. Like, Connor is a Highlander, but he's clearly... Fuck's sake. They don't know he's from the Highlands of Scotland. All they know is he's been living in America. And he sounds like he's from he sounds like his family is from somewhere in French Canada, which they are.
So anyway, getting back to my thing, it's like So Brute,
You're just gonna... The prison is just called Max.
how
My dog was called Max.
Indeed.
Yes, over dramatic smashing of the glass for literally no reason.
I'm Connor McLeod. I'm the guy who helped build the shield.
Why did they make Sean Connery say a dude?
Uh,
That was about as cringy as getting Anthony Hopkins to say dude in Transformers 5.
that's not as bad as the way that movie was filmed. And we
At the
couldn't have,
very
we couldn't have picked a Queen song for this. I'm pretty sure they've got a few that would have fit.
and of course they would have and of course people would be like, but why, but if you hate people saying the word dude so much, why do you like Beast Boy as your favorite DC character? My response is because at the very least it's more natural for him to say dude than it is for a lot of other characters.
Yes, wiggle your submachine gun back and forth while
Yes, don't go
barely
for the
aiming
head,
and
guys.
squatting.
Don't go for the head, guys, because that might actually kill him.
Oh yeah, notice that there are 2 bullet holes towards the back in the trunk, and the Starship
And
Troopers find her without any bullet holes in her. Yes, this was a great plan, guys.
yeah. Yeah, they're totally dead, guys. They are so dead right now.
Yes, we are totally dead. Please do not linger on us for too long. We are dead. We are definitely dead, guys.
Surprise, we're not dead.
Wow. Wow. Can we give a big round of applause for that guy? Moving on. So
And the
Damien,
elevator starts moving before everybody is in it, because apparently Ramirez is impatient.
of course. So Damien gets into a big fight with Bruce over the death of the Joker, and it seems to be like an inverse of their initial dynamic where or Bruce was about not killing and Damien was about,
Yeah, see
just
here.
killing.
Connor has his quote unquote disguise on here, and he was wearing a different outfit earlier. So if they'd spliced those 2 fight scenes together, in post as they did in the theatrical cut, there would be quite a few issues, we'll say. Also, notice that Ramirez has his katana back.
Somehow.
Somehow, yes. And the film is taken on a strange blue tinge, and the grain appears to be trying to kill me.
This whole film has been trying to kill me. It's got
It's not that the grain is overly present. Well, okay, it's not that the grain is present at all. A certain amount of film grain is normal, and scrubbing it all away is a bad thing. But
Funimation. It
in a lot
kind
of
of is
these,
a bad thing.
yeah, in a lot of these things, the grain is so present that it's over prevalent, and it looks like it's trying to sand my eyes off. And now he's dead, apparently.
Because of course he is. Oh, and as another thing of editing, could you also throw in Darkseid's image?
I'll see if I can find one that fits.
Just find the Superman the Animated Series one,
Okay.
because that's where Michael Ironside voiced him. People would just be like, "Why is an angry face Stitch with a weird Photoshop fighting Darkseid?" I'd be like, it would make it makes
Okay.
sense in context.
Okay, prepare for some bullshit.
Okay. So basically everything this film has had to offer.
Uh, somehow it gets worse.
Oh, I believe you.
Okay, take note. The katana is in Ramirez's hand.
All right. Still in his hand. Oh. He puts it down.
Yep.
All right.
Now watch. I must wonder why this giant descending fan was necessary in a prison.
Don't you know giant descending fans are always a necessity in prisons? What, you didn't know about that, Alex?
Use the force. Use the force.
I'm not drunk enough to be in the rest of this movie. No.
Both to Amazon. Okay, the door opens. And they leave. And Connor doesn't take the katana. The katana is still in the floor, technically.
Let me guess, he has it in the next shot?
How did you guess?
Because that was pretty much the lead up.
And now the katana should be destroyed. By all rights.
But no, it's not.
Showtime.
Did they just take out Judge Dredd?
How did you get in that truck before she did?
Okay, now go back and run him over again.
Back up and run over him a few times.
Just to make sure he's actually dead, because you can't
You
kill
didn't take his head
Darkseid that
off.
easily.
Yeah. I think whoever was doing the color correction on parts of this film didn't get the memo that you're only supposed to have it be tinted blue in places where they're outside near the shields.
What is that? What is this, Mista? What is this, Mista's first fight in JoJo Part 5?
This is starting to remind me of the battle at the end of Universal Soldier.
Ay, ay, ay. And these sound effects are so bad.
And the music is very strange. Yeah, the first Universal Soldier was released the year after this film. And it had a very similar end fight scene. Although this is not the end fight scene.
Let me guess. She gets kidnapped and they engage in a final battle.
Not quite.
You're not gonna use your sword, man?
What I don't get is why they don't at least have knives or
Why doesn't
something
she-
on them.
Why didn't she just break and throw him off?
Well, no shit.
Just jump out the friggin' car, lady! Oh, never mind. That's Connor? I thought that was Darkseid.
Yeah, Darkseid fell off earlier. Why are you worried
Man.
about your makeup at this time?
Man, Darkseid turned into a pussy-ass bitch after Super Friends.
Yes, try not to... Okay, once they get above the shield, try not to figure out why it looks perfect and why there are things impacting with the shield now.
Because of course that's how it works.
So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So Damian gets in. So after a bit, quite an argument, and where Batman's like, I thought you would be for this. Now, I finally realized. I finally realized that I shouldn't have let all these people go. Then Damian's like, I but that wasn't what you taught me. And then the two engage in a rousing round of fisticuffs that Bullock decides not to intervene with because Damian would probably have told them not to get involved.
Meanwhile, behind a giant rotating fan...
That Wesker will later use in the Resident Evil movies.
Justa, guys, do you even proofread your fucking subtitles?
No, they don't.
The Amazon subtitles for Thor were this bad, too. Actually, they were way worse.
Why am I not surprised?
And the thing is, they could have... Sorry. Oh, nice VHS footage here. They could have easily just
Ew.
used the ones from the Blu-ray, maybe,
Yeah.
that already existed.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on.
And then Damian realizes, Bruce is definitely not himself.
Yeah, this DVD had subtitles on it too.
Interesting.
So they could have used those rather than transcribing their own.
Yeah. Ew.
What? Okay, we have shiny new digital effects down at the bottom and terrible mountains from
From the VHS.
yeah, from the... Actually, that looks more like upscaled digibeta, not VHS. VHS tends to look blurrier. This just looks... See, now this looks fine. That looked weird.
Yeah.
And now this scene doesn't have any grain either.
Why?
Why was it... It feels like this film was cobbled together from like 3 or 4 different masters.
And yet it was supposedly done from one. The fuck? Well, anyway, after the fight, Damian kind of lose it.
Considering they kind of already figured that out, fuck you.
Yep. And then Bullock's like, okay, that's enough. If you escalate this fight further, we're going to have to bust you up. We don't care if you were the original Batman. And you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
I think I'm about to steal a joke from Spoonie here.
Yeah.
go watch Spoonie's review of Highlander 2. Guess he's not Dr. Cox anymore.
Did he grab him by the junk?
Yes, he did.
Ooh. Ouch.
He grabbed me by the dick. Why? Why did he grab me by the dick?
That doesn't sound so funny anymore, does it, Kakarot? Is Goku gonna be okay? Get the fuck off me!
Get the fuck off me. Okay, so here is going to be the scene of our final showdown here.
Can they just summon goddamn lightsabers and just fight with dual fates in the background?
And let's oh, nice green screen effect there, guys. Actually, I think this wasn't green screen. I think that was manual rotoscoping. Oh yeah. Connor has his katana back for some reason.
Even though it should have been gone.
Hypothetically, if you place Highlander the series at some point before this, you could say that he went and got Duncan's katana, but that also raises the question of where the fuck is Duncan in all this mess? So,
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I know. Ripping a bit from
he changes from forward to backhand between shots. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Oh, that bit with Bullock is ripping off from Spider-Man 1.
I know that this film was cobbled together using string and glue, but fuck.
Okay, now break the rest of his face. So then Batman's like, okay, then I'll leave.
I love how you're trying to do something different to maintain your sanity while watching this film.
Well, yeah, because I need to occupy myself with something. God
In the
damn
end,
it.
there can be only one.
And yet there are 6 more movies after this.
Possibly more if they ever manage to get that remake off the ground.
Which they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
And he's just dead. Also, this fight sucked.
Yes, it did. And now the color grading has changed to an Alfonso Cuarón movie.
Mm-hmm. And then as Batman's leaving while the cops are helping Damien up.
That was an underwhelming quickening.
Yeah. Bruce is like Bullock, you'll be among the first to die. And then
Memory, it's so easy to leave me. That's what that sounded like at the opening there.
Of course.
You didn't say that to him while he was alive.
No,
well, you were alive, rather. Why is Ramirez ghosting inside Connor's head still?
Why is anything about this movie a thing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was gross.
Those are literally stock plug-in digital effects from roughly 2000-ish.
And Connor's like, come here, baby. Let's make some lovin'.
And the theatrical cut ends right here on Connor's smile.
Oh,
And now we have the cut is so weird because like in this scene it's good, and then if you zoom out in the wide shot it looks so terrible. And now this is a fucking keyframe animation, which appears to have been done in a 2000-ish version of Adobe Premiere.
and the movie's finally over. Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, when the credits are done, you want to watch the alternate ending?
no. That
We're gonna
wouldn't make
watch-
it any better.
We're going to watch the alternate ending.
Damn it. Okay. Let me just. I'm just going to try to pull it up on YouTube. Let's see.
So do you want to know how I would rewrite this film?
By throwing it in the ether?
No. Okay. First off, change most of it. No Ramirez. Second, replace, and this is very important here, replace Louise Marcus with Brenda Wyatt from the first movie. And now it's in the future, so we can have the cool sci-fi stuff and all the neat sets and cinematography and shit, but there's no shield or anything like that.
If you ask me what my rating for this movie is, it's a 2.
Yeah, that's roughly what I'd say too.
It's a 2 out of 10. God damn it.
Yep. The original is a 1 out of 10. This is the improved version. We watched the improved version of this film, if you can believe that.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
It gets a
what
2
I
out of
do
10.
is
It gets a 2 out of 10 for. It gets a 2 out of 10. And for me, 1 point for me being a bit more vocal, and the other point being anytime Michael Ironside's on screen.
yes. Now, the plot would basically be about genetically engineered immortals. Basically, for the last 40 years, the Highlander equivalent of the Umbrella Corporation has been analyzing corpses of immortals. Like they got the one of the Kurgan and the guy who was killed in the parking lot, or not the parking lot, the fucking parking garage. That was what I was thinking of. And then and the other guy, you know, and they analyze those bodies and they figure out how to recreate the immortal stuff, because it's basically like genes, I guess. And then they've managed to create these guys, and somehow they kind of like get this thing of like, okay, so who was the guy who won? And they sort of like figure out how to hack into the Watchers records and stuff. And it's like, okay, so we'll test these guys out by sending them after Connor McLeod, because the Watcher Society in Highlander the series.
A second.
Okay.
Sorry, my mom was asking if I fed the animals.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, thank
all I
God
was
the
saying is
credits are
that
almost. Oh, thank God the credits are almost over.
yes, but yeah, basically send those guys after Connor. One of them,
Wait, why is there still over a minute left of this movie?
I don't know. Connor kills one of them, and Brenda kills the other, and then they both They both get, like, de-aged. And then them fucking in the alleyway, it makes slightly more sense. If that can possibly make any sense at all.
One Dream is kind of a meh song.
Yeah. It ain't the Queen songs.
No. It's just eh. You know, at the very least, if I'm
I didn't
streaming
even notice as
Tuesday-
time goes by was in here.
Oh my god. It's still going.
Yeah, over and over is right, guys. You know, visual effects by Stargate Digital, I want to go to those guys and slap them because the digital effects in this film were garbage.
Just show them footage of this movie and then they'd be like, oh.
This film had visual effects editors. Somehow I doubt that.
No, they did not. They had robots.
Yeah.
No, wait, they had monkeys throwing shit at each other. Okay, now the movie is over.
Next up is Sabrina from 1954, except not really, because I'm not going to watch that film.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I have the ending. I have the European ending of the movie.
Yes. Oh, damn it, I dropped the DualShock 4.
Oh.
Okay.
You want me to link it to you or no?
Now, let's see here. Yeah, just go ahead and link me the one that you're using, because I've got it pulled up, but I don't know which one you're using.
This one. Why was there an alternate ending to this movie?
Oh, you will find out. Okay. So, ready to watch it in 3, 2, 1.
Old Biff. Can we just have that scene in Monty Python, The Holy Grail, where that guy just shows up and slices his head off? Hey. And then Virginia Madsen spends the entire rest of the movie just investigating what happened to Connor. Or rather, who killed Connor.
Oh, so Trail of the Pink Panther, then.
Yeah, but then it ends with the police arresting all the knights of the Round Table.
Trail of the Highlander.
Which, by the way...
Secretly, he was alive on an island all along.
Which, by the way, once we get to watching Monty Python, you will see.
See that little star next to the moon? That's where I'm going.
Except for the fact that, you
What the
He must go now. I must go now. My
Come
planet
with me.
needs me.
I can't, and you know it.
Sure you can.
How?
So, everybody can go to the planet Zeist, and everybody
Come on.
can be immortal.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Who wants to live forever?
This gets a 1 out of 10.
Remember,
What
Highlander, you've
the
both still
fuck
got your full measure of
is
life.
going on?
Use it well.
I should be this more furious at an alternate ending, but god damn it, Highlander.
Yes, this is the one that was shown in European theaters. This is also on some copies of the American VHS tape, if I remember correctly, and on no, it was on the UK VHS tape. Sorry, and it was on. And now I'm gonna cut that before we get a copyright strike. So yeah, that was the alternate ending of Highlander 2. From the comments, Galobe13, 6 years ago, said, I saw this in a French theater with a friend. I remember we burst out laughing when Christopher Lambert said, See, see that little star next to the moon? And there are like 1,000 stars displayed on the screen.
From CERN Stormrunner, I still don't understand why he would go back to Zeist. It looked like an even sandier butthole of space than Jakku.
Yeah.
Next is Kyodai Ken 1979. Somebody forgot that he is Highlander, not Superman.
The Mean Green Goblin says, I've never understood. How the hell did Lambert, and for that matter, Sean frickin' Connery, get talked into this movie? See, that's a very simple explanation. It didn't start out this bad. It got fucked during production.
By Phil O'Brien. And to be fair, it's more like the interference of too many producers. The director walked out after 15 minutes of the premiere, hated what had been done with the movie.
Yep.
Proud
420
and
Mythos. 420 Mythos said, Mythos is a character from the series, by the way. Okay, this chick was so depressed and wanted to see a blue sky on Earth, and after maybe 15 minutes of nighttime skies, she wants to blast off to another planet. Boy, she has a short attention span.
the fuck is wrong with this movie?
That is a very good question.
So if Ramirez is still speaking to Connor despite having died twice now, then does that mean he is still alive or at least conscious without a physical body?
I have no explanation for this. I can't. I can't. I literally can't. There is no, like, he's a fucking force ghost inside Connor's head, apparently.
Can we just cut the commentary and just say we'll be seeing you next time for Berserk: The Golden Age Arc 1?
Well, I was gonna say that
Because this movie was painful.
yeah, before we do that, I was gonna mention that the movie one of the biggest disappointments of last year, The Rise of Skywalker, took a few pointers from this film, and not in a good way. See, they Highlander 2'd, actually they did worse because they took alternate shots of the same fight scene and stitched them together to try and make one fight scene look way longer. And then they also just inexplicably have the Jedi talking in Rey's head as opposed to, being Force ghosts. Excuse me, like they usually are. And they also have the confirmed to be alive Ahsoka Tano showing up in her head as well. So, yeah, they apparently Disney watched Highlander 2 and said, we can make a film worse than that.
Knowing that I have memory of this scene, I just want to go find a neuralizer and wipe my memory of seeing this movie and then pretend it, and then being like, wait, we made a commentary of this?
I somehow get the feeling that everybody involved with Men in Black International would like to do that as well.
Indeed.
So anyways, bye guys. We'll see you next week with the,
Berserk: The Golden Age Arc 1, Egg of the King.
yes, that. Is that on Amazon?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, I have Netflix, so I can do that then. See y'all later!
I-